Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder, the place where we crack open those dense corporate filings and tell you what executives really mean when they talk about numbers and rules. Today we're diving into FG Nexus Incorporated's latest report, and let me tell you, it has got a few little tidbits that might just make you raise an eyebrow. Before we dive in, if you are all about cutting through the corporate jargon and getting the plain truth on company performance, make sure you are subscribed. Also, we've got a fantastic community over on Discord where we break down these reports even further, link in the description below. So, FG Nexus Incorporated, a company you might know for their common stock and their preferred stock. On the 18th of December of last year, they put out a report that basically gives us an update on a couple of things. First off, they're talking about their common stock. This is the regular stock that most people buy and sell. The filing mentions a par value of just a penny per S-share. Now, par value is basically a nominal amount assigned to stock when it is issued. It's pretty much an accounting term and doesn't usually reflect the stock's actual market price. It's more like the legal minimum value. Then we've got their 8.00% cumulative preferred stock, Series A. This one has a par value of $25. Preferred stock is a bit different from common stock. It often pays a fixed dividend like that 8.00% figure here, and it usually has fewer voting rights. Think of it as a middle ground between a bond and common stock. The report is dated the 18th of December 2025, and it is specifically about a press release they issued that same day. What was this press release about? They announced the current status of their common stock buyback program and their ETH holdings. Now, this is where it gets interesting. Most companies report on their financials, their sales, their profits. FG Nexus is talking about buying back their own stock and how much Ethereum, yes, the cryptocurrency they hold. Let's break down that common stock buyback program. When a company buys back its own stock, it essentially reduces the number of shares outstanding. Why do they do this? Well, it can make the remaining shares seem more valuable because earnings are spread over fewer shares, potentially boosting earnings per S-share. It can also be a signal that the company believes its stock is undervalued. It is like saying, we think our own shares are a good investment right now. And then there are the ETH holdings. This is a pretty bold move for a publicly traded company. Holding cryptocurrency, especially something as volatile as Ethereum, on their balance sheet is definitely not something you see every day. It signals a willingness to embrace newer, albeit riskier, asset classes. It could be a strategic bet on the future of digital assets, or it could be a way to diversify their holdings beyond traditional financial instruments. However, it also means they are exposed to the wild swings of the crypto market. A big drop in Ethereum's price could significantly impact their financial health. The press release itself is attached as an exhibit. Now, the filing tells us that this information is furnished and not filed. This is a technicality, but it basically means they are providing this information. But it does not carry the same legal weight or scrutiny as information that is officially filed with the SEC. It's a way for companies to share certain updates without triggering the same level of regulatory responsibility. There is also a mention of an interactive data file, which is pretty standard stuff. Now, companies have to embed this data so that investors and analysts can more easily access and analyze the financial information. It is like having a digital spreadsheet embedded right into the report. The report is signed by Mark D. Robertson, their Chief Financial Officer. This is the person ultimately responsible for the company's financial reporting. His signature signifies that the information presented is accurate to the best of his knowledge. Now, looking at FG Nexus Incorporated, this filing, focusing on the stock buyback and their Ethereum holdings, paints a picture of a company that is not afraid to take calculated risks and explore unconventional strategies. On the one hand, the stock buyback program shows confidence from management in the company's intrinsic value and a desire to boost shareholder returns. This is generally seen as a positive sign for investors. On the other hand, their significant exposure to Ethereum introduces a layer of volatility that is atypical for many public companies. While it could lead to substantial gains if the cryptocurrency market performs well, it also carries the risk of significant losses if prices plummet. This highlights a potential weakness. Their financial stability could be heavily influenced by factors outside of their core business operations. The strategy here is certainly unconventional. Are they trying to stay ahead of the curve by investing in digital assets, or are they taking on unnecessary risk? It is a balancing act. The company seems to be trying to achieve two distinct goals: strengthening its traditional equity value through buybacks, while simultaneously seeking growth through alternative digital assets. A key opportunity lies in the potential for outsized returns from their ETH holdings if the cryptocurrency market continues to mature and grow. A significant risk, however, is the inherent volatility of cryptocurrency and the potential for regulatory changes that could impact its value. In conclusion, FG Nexus Incorporated is presenting itself as an innovative company willing to leverage both traditional financial tools like stock buybacks and forward. Looking investments in digital assets, this dual approach presents both exciting opportunities for growth and significant risks associated with market fluctuations. Investors will need to closely watch the performance of both their core business and their cryptocurrency investments to gauge the company's overall direction. Alright? That is our breakdown of FG Nexus Incorporated's latest report and what those ETH holdings and stock buybacks really mean. What is your take on this company's strategy? Are they pioneers or are they playing with fire? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. If you found this analysis helpful, please give this video a thumbs up and most importantly, subscribe for more clear and concise corporate breakdowns. And don't forget to join our Discord community for deeper dives and discussions. Link is in the description. Thanks for watching. See you next time.